Okay, today we are going to look at end games, and where a particular type of end games where a minor piece, like a minor piece means knight or bishop, right? It is playing against a pawn, or it is also sometimes supporting its pawn. So minor piece with pawn, that is the category of end games that we will look at. Okay, and so only one side has a minor piece. Okay, that is the thing. So only one side has either a knight or a bishop, and there is one or both sides have some pawns. So first is, I think you have to understand the knight is a very unique piece we saw, and there are some very deep differences. Okay, so you have to understand. See, knight, we say that it alternates colors, right? From white it will go to black, and from black it will go to white. So we also say that because of this, the knight is not able to win or lose a tempo. And what it means is that, say in the end game, especially, these tempos are very important, more so than in the opening. So what happens is, what is the meaning of losing a tempo, right? So losing a tempo means you are being forced to make a move, and essentially, while keeping the same position as it is, you just make a move. It doesn't make any big difference, but you are able to make your move. That is what is losing a tempo called. Okay, so for example, in bishop, suppose if bishop is controlling some diagonal, let us say if the bishop is directing, it is controlling the h8 square. Black's bishop is controlling the h8 square. You are trying to queen a pawn. Now, if black is to move, it can always move the bishop along the diagonal while still keeping control over that particular square which it wanted to defend, right? It can keep the control, and bishop can very well move. But so bishop can lose a tempo. Similarly, rook can lose a tempo. Queen can lose a tempo. Means they can keep control over a certain square and still follow the obligation to move. But knight, it doesn't happen. So if knight is controlling some square, the moment it moves, it will not be able to keep that control square, right? So that is what we mean by not being able to lose a tempo. And I will illustrate what this means. Okay, so let us see. First thing is that, okay, as long as the pawn, so knight is defending against an opponent pawn which is trying to queen. Obviously, that opponent pawn is being supported by the.
Hello, welcome everyone to day 2 of the Opera Euro Rapid 2.
Okay, sorry, I think the streaming started, so sorry about that. So okay, so what I mean is, okay, so king and a pawn, so they are trying to advance. The king is trying to support the pawn. So the first position is where, as long as the pawn has not advanced to the 6th rank, I mean, it has not advanced to the 7th rank, then a knight, if it is a well-placed knight, alone can defend against it. Okay, so here this is the position. Black is trying to defend against the white's pawn, right? Only white can win here. Black cannot win. So only white can win. Now, black knight trying to prevent the queening of the pawn, while even when the support of the king is there, right? And it is able to do it without the help of its own king, which is there away from the thing. So we will see how you are able to do this, right? So this is the position. First of all, knight has occupied the square in front of the pawn. So obviously, what the white king will do, he will try to attack the knight, right? He will try to attack the knight. Now the knight goes to the, so this pattern is similar in all 4 corners of the chessboard. The pattern is very similar, okay, symmetric. So knight goes to f8. It is still checking, and it is also controlling the h7 square. So now the king goes to g7. Okay, if the king goes to f7, anyway the knight can drop back to king goes to f7, knight will again block the pawn, right? So it is not making a progress. It is, you are forcing it by only by going to king to g7. But when you go to king to g7, the knight comes to e6 and gives a check. Okay, now if the king goes, where will you move the king? If the king goes to f7, then again you are going to give a g5 check. But if the king goes to h7, then also you can again check it. You are not making any progress. If king goes to h7, knight h7 now. So And if you go to h8, then again knight comes here, right? So it is, you are not making progress. So if you go to f7, then knight comes to g5 check.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So I have a question. Again, can you go back where the king was, like, so no, in that variation. So in the variation you created, so very well
Okay.
explained.
Knight
Yes,
f8,
but can you go to the last move, please, sir?
knight f8.
Yes, sir. Then king goes to h8,
Yeah.
and then
Knight
g6. And what happens if the king comes to g7?
if the king comes to g7, huh? Okay, let me just see. Okay, that's a good move. So let me see first of all whether, yeah, if king comes to g7, then knight has to move and it will not be able to protect. That is right. So knight to g6 seems to be wrong. You're right. You're right. So let me see. Let me just think again. Okay, I was trying to show you. If the king goes to, okay, let us see here. If the king goes to f7, it's a different thing. If the king goes to instead of f7, it goes to h7, right? So
Knight f8.
sorry, knight f8. Yeah, knight f8.
Knight f8.
Yeah, knight f8. And then if he goes here,
Then knight g7. Sorry, knight g6.
knight g6. No, knight g6 looks wrong, right? Knight g6 looks wrong. Let us see. Let us see what is the other option. So what is the other option? So you are going to. Oh, actually,
I guess
at this point of time,
d7.
you are giving a tempo. You cannot. King, I can move the king. I can move the king. I am not forced to move my knight. Because if your pawn advances, then I will kill the pawn. Right? I will move. I am getting a tempo.
I go to g8.
If the king goes to g8, this is what you want.
Yes, sir.
Then
So if black does that, white will move the pawn ahead.
white will move the pawn ahead. Okay. So let us see. Knight.
Then white will put the pawn in the front, and then he'll bring the king to g7.
Yeah. So let us just go back a little bit. Okay. So we started with king g7. Okay. Knight comes to this knight e6 is correct. Now instead of king to f7, suppose if you play king to h7, right? King to h7.
Yes, sir.
King to h7. Let us go back. King to h7. Now I can go knight. Okay, h7, knight to f8 we saw, and we also can see knight to h6. Sorry, knight to g5 check.
So then white will play g6, king to g6.
King to g6. Yeah, king to g6. Now knight comes here.
White moves the pawn in the front.
If white moves the pawn in the front, then it's a fork.
Oh, okay. So then white plays f6.
King f6.
Yes, sir.
King f6. Then the knight goes here.
King f7.
King f7. Then the knight goes here.
King g7.
King g7. And the knight comes up here.
King f6.
King f6. The knight goes up. Goes here.
King g6.
King g6. Knight goes here. Right, you have to be still a little bit careful. You have to know this. As I said, I mean, as when you ask the questions, I had to think a little bit. But you see, essentially, you see, the knight is able to keep continuing the thing. Okay, Madura is joining. Okay, so this dance, the knight can keep doing as long as it is a pawn which is either at least 2 steps away from queening. Okay, if it is 1 step away from queening, then the knight cannot do this. But there is a little bit of difficulty only if it is a rook pawn. Okay, if it is any of the other pawns, then the knight has got sometimes 2 ways of going about it. So it becomes a little bit more easier. Okay, but this pattern you need to know. All right. Okay, I hope you got this right, Ansha. I think everybody's moves I took it and put it in here. Tried all of it. I don't think you can make progress here, right? Fine. Now we will move on to another end game. Okay, so this is an end game where again the same position. The knight is trying to defend against the pawn. King and pawn are advancing. Okay, and here this is a position where the knight is being dominated by the king. So he will move in such a way that he will deny the key squares for the knight, and then knight cannot come to the thing. So let us see here. This is a position. See the knight, there is a square that if you come diagonally 2 squares away from the knight, right, then the knight cannot attack you immediately. It takes 3 moves for him to attack. First it will go here, then it will go here, and then it will go here. So there is a lot of time it takes. So this is called as domination. Okay, so king to e5. So in this position, king to e5 is, now the knight cannot come to e6. It is not able to check the king immediately, and even if it wants to go to e8, then also the next 2 squares that are there where it will probably want to come up, those are again dominated by the king, right? So this and this will again be dominated. So the knight, even if it moves here, it cannot come back here. So only square that it has is g7, and g7 is not a good square for knight. As we had seen, to defend against it, it has to go to h pawn is there, so it has to go to h7, f8, e6, and g5. These are the squares that it has to, this circle it is. So now if by going to g7, it will not be able to make these things. Okay, if it could come to f6, then it could have jumped to h7. So now, so this is what happens. So now the knight is desperate. It goes here, but now you move the pawn. Okay, now knight comes to g7, doesn't matter, you put the pawn further up front. Now there is no way that the knight can defend anything. Now see, there is no way. Just go back and see. At this position, there is no way that knight can defend the pawn from coming to h8. So just go back even now. I will give you the options. See, first move that white has made is this. This is called as dominating the knight, because 2 squares away diagonally. Remember this pattern. The knight will take 3 moves to attack the king. Okay, so that gives a lot of time. So now think of any move for the knight to defend against the pawn. You want to try out anything? Not easy. Yeah, it is not easy because the knight is, see, it cannot, see, these squares are also gone, right? These squares are also gone because the king has come here, right? See, king cannot be attacked by the knight, and most of the squares that the knight will want to go to in 1 or 2 moves, they are completely dominated by the king. That is what is called as domination. Okay, so it is lost for black. Yes, Anch, you are right. It is lost. So no matter what you try, see, if the only way, knight has to come here only, right? There is no other way. It cannot go farther away. But after that, you bring it here. Now what do you do? Because these squares are all gone. These squares are all gone. Right? Where will you go? So you can go here. You can go here. But then h6. Now the knight is in no position to stop the h7 and h8. Okay, so this is known as domination. Okay, so there is one more domination we will see. We'll see the next position.
So,
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Will the knight be able to dominate if the pawn wasn't a rook pawn?
If the pawn was not a rook pawn, then also at this advanced stage with this king dominating, no, it cannot. It cannot. We will try that separately, maybe not right now, but you can also try it and then let me know, and maybe we can, if you find something, then we can check it. But no, it cannot.
So king can't dominate the knight?
No, king can dominate. The knight will not be able to. When it is dominated in such a way, it will not be able to maneuver to stop the pawn, even if it was a G pawn. Okay, so everything will have to shift. If instead of H pawn, this is G pawn, we'll have to start the position, everything shifted by one column to the left, and we will see.
So what if it's a E or D pawn should be such a set place?
If
Because
it is,
it's a E or D pawn, the knight will have a lot of space. It will be very difficult for the king.
yes, if it is E or D pawn, see it is G pawn also, still the knight doesn't have enough space on the other side. But if it is any of the central things, right, then the knight can come from both sides. It can attack from this side, and if the king goes there, then it can attack on the other side also. But try it out, but it is not so easy because the knight cannot lose a, knight cannot lose a tempo. That is still a disadvantage. So try it out, and the best way to learn all of these things is to try out whatever you think, and then maybe try out with a sparring partner, with another person here. Okay, fine. Now let us look at the next type of domination. This is also called as a dominating the knight, but this is called as Karpov distance. So when the king is away from the knight, opponent knight, in straight line, not diagonally, in straight line, and with 2 squares in between, not so 3 squares away, 2 squares in between, this is called as Karpov domination. Okay, or Karpov distance, because Karpov was the player who made most use of this technique. So there are many games in which in end games Karpov has won by dominating the knight with his king in this position. Okay, I mean not in this position, in similar these kind of positions where the king goes and moves in such a way, this type of thing what you saw in straight line. Now you see again the knight is kind of helpless because the king is blocking these squares, 3 squares straight, and even if the knight were to move to the green circle square, right, E7, then also the other 2 squares that it will move next, okay, which I have denoted by blue, which is G6 and F5, those are again denied by the king because king will not allow it. So the knight finds it very difficult to penetrate this kind of a wall, and hence the pawn moves ahead. So this technique is called as Karpov distance. Okay, just go through it and see. Okay, so now you see, first of all, black knight will take how many moves to attack the king? It is not going to be 1 move. It is not going to be 2 move. Yeah, this is winning for white.
Even number of moves to be able. So it will take an odd number of moves to get to a square where it can check the king, and even number of moves to get to the king square.
Yeah, so in 1 move it will attack a white square again, right? Currently it is on white, it is attacking dark squares. In 1 move it will attack white square. 2 moves it will attack dark squares, but not the king. The king, that's what is in a special place, that in 2 moves it cannot. So it will take 4 moves actually to attack the white king.
Yes, sir. 4 or to 6 moves.
No, 6 is like if you make a mistake, but the minimum is 4 moves. It will take minimum of 4 moves to attack the king, and that gives it enough time for the pawn to move ahead, and also it will give the way that the knights are blocked, right? You see how I've denoted. So the knight is like knight has to make really roundabout movements, and that gives the thing. So this is why this is a very powerful technique. But again, you should don't go too much by the name, but because those are advanced things, those are not so simple end games what Karpov won. They are very complex end games, but he used this technique. Okay, so first let us see how will black now come. So black cannot come near the pawn, so black has to go to knight to c7. Now knight to c7, white makes one more further move. Okay, he comes here and denies the e6 square to the knight. Okay, this again is a very crucial thing. So now the knight cannot come to e6, so it has to approach the pawn. It has to go to either here or it has to go to e8. Okay, but now this gives the time for moving the pawn. So even if it gives a check now, okay, if it gives a check now, what you should do? King to f6 will be a mistake, because then you will fall into that knight protection zone. Knight will go to g8, and then it will keep checking the way we saw it earlier, right? So king to f6 is a mistake. No, white to square or king to g5 is a good square. king to g5. So now the knight cannot move and attack the king. It will take 3 moves now for the knight to attack. And now it is gone. So now knight will try to protect, but then you move this and now it is gone. Right? So king to e6 will be going too far away from the pawn. So if you move to king to e6, then the knight gets into the zone of defense. See, the moment you have reached here now the knight will defend. Right? Like the first position that we saw. So you cannot come to e6, you cannot come to f6, you have to come to g5. Now,
So I have
yeah.
a question when the king goes to e6 only. When the knight comes to g8, right, sir?
Okay, you are saying knight, king to, yeah.
Then what if white moves the pawn in the front?
What if, wait. I think I am also, wait. Good, I think, wait. King to e6, yeah. You are actually correcting some of the things that I should be. Yeah. Okay, let me see. If you okay, I will move the knight here. Not knight to g8, I will move the knight to g6.
So then king to f6?
King to f6. Now the knight here.
King
Wait.
to f7?
King to f7.
Yes, sir.
Now
Sir,
the
king
knight,
to g7.
King to g7.
king to g7.
No, sir. After white, black plays king, knight to h7, then white plays king to g7. Now after, so
Okay,
wait.
you are saying right now you will play king f7, then I will play knight h7, then you will play king to g7, then knight to g5.
Okay, sir.
Then king to g6.
Then
King g6.
king to g6. Yeah, king to g6. Wait. I think I am also made some mistake. Let me see. After knight to king to f7. King g6,
Yes, sir. King to g6.
Okay, then I will go here.
King to f6.
Pawn can advance now.
A7. We just pushed
If
the
pawn
pawn.
advances,
No, she will knight f8.
Knight f7. I mean knight f8.
Oh,
So white plays king f6.
King f6.
King f6, then knight f8.
King g7.
King
No,
g7,
No,
then
king
knight.
f7. King f7.
King f7 we already saw, right?
Okay.
King
Again king f7. So after this, so king g. No, sir. Before that. So can you move before? And now king to f7. So I mean g7. So now king to g7
Wait,
over
no,
there.
king.
So
If
before.
you go
So
to g7, then knight g5. We already saw this, right?
So before that.
Where?
So before this move as well. So before this. Now if king goes to g7. Then king comes to king comes to g6. King goes to f7. Okay, sir.
Right? There are some small tricks in it, but that's why you have to play it a lot yourself. Okay. So while I've explained the general idea, but the best way is that you play it yourself till you master it. Okay. But the idea is there. So you know that there is a theoretical idea and how it is to be moved. So you have to just think a little bit. Like I also made a couple of times I made mistakes on the spot, right? So you have to think. So if there's a game, then I will have to think, really put the head, think 2-3 minutes and properly play. But once you establish it, then you will be able to do it. Okay.
Sir, so basically the king should be near the pawn, right?
Yeah,
Throughout.
king has to be near the pawn. Yeah, because you have to hurt it. But main thing is that you have to move the king in such a way as to deny some key squares to the knight. If you can do that, then an advanced pawn can win. Okay, so here we saw that king e6 or king f6 would have drawn, but king g5. Now see what can the knight do? If it decides not to do anything, then also I will move the pawn, right? Let us say if it moves the king, then I will move the pawn, and now there is no way that you can defend, because knight cannot come to g6, king will take it. So it cannot not do anything, but if at all it does anything, then also what can it do? At the it cannot come here or here, f5 or g6, so it can only go here, and then h7, and that's it, finished. After that it cannot do anything, right? So that is the technique. So that's why I think here at this point of time, king to g5 is a very crucial move. Okay, again with the aim of dominating the knight. Okay, cool, fine. How much time we have got? We have got some more time. Yeah, a lot of time is there. But okay, now we'll see one crucial position. See, while normally we say that the knight, see, in fact, the minor piece cannot checkmate the king, right? But in the knight, in sometimes the bishop also, but bishop is much more, unless makes a huge mistake, then only. But knight, now that the black king has got a pawn, so if there was only a black king, then there is no way this will be a forced draw. But because there is a pawn, that leads to some very interesting positions. Now the knight can actually, now white can checkmate the black king, right? Looks contradictory, right? Why black has got one pawn extra and now he's going to get checkmated. When there was no pawn, then he was safe. But having an extra pawn, but it is a rook pawn. Remember, it's a rook pawn and the king is in front of it, kind of trapped. That is the key to it. Okay. So now, so we'll see it. So what I will start playing a white and I will show you. King f1. Okay. Now what is the thing? Black cannot come out of the pawns because the knight is controlling it. So king has to go to, there is only one more, king to h1, and now king to f2. Okay, king to f2. Now see, I am putting a wall, now forcing the black king either to move or the pawn to move. These are the only two things. Now if pawn moves, then it's a checkmate.
So why doesn't white play king to f2 in the first move?
There is a very big thing. You will realize it if you try to play it and win it. Okay, see, so first let me demonstrate, then I will go back to your question, Madhura. So pawn cannot move, so king only has to move, right? Now I take my knight on a small tour, but come back with a...
Sir, what about knight to f4?
No, knight to f4 is wrong. Knight to f4 is wrong. Knight, just follow my things and you will realize why. You can try knight f4 on your own, but knight to d4. Okay, now black has to only one move. Okay, now knight to f5. Now again the pawn cannot move. If pawn moves, then knight will come to g3 and checkmate. So king has to move again. Okay, now knight to e3. Okay, only king can move, so black has to move the king only. Okay, now knight is coming to f1. Now king cannot move. Now only pawn can move, and pawn can move in such a way that now the knight can go to g3 and checkmate. Okay, so what does black see? Why the pawn is very crucial? Because if the pawn was not there, and if this was the position, if black did not have a pawn, then this will be a stalemate already, right? And it's a draw, because because pawn is there, you are able to make a move with the pawn, and not only that, it is blocking one square of the king. Because otherwise, if the black pawn was not there, knight to g3 also would not have been checkmate. King would have come to h2, right? So black pawn plays two crucial things. One is that it avoids stalemate by moving, and then it blocks one square of the king. Okay. Now, so remember, these kind of things are possible. So just because, don't think that, oh, just the knight is there, so it's a draw. No, it depends on the position. If the opponent side has a rook pawn and it is advanced and the king is there in front, then you can try and give a checkmate like this, right? Now let me go back to the question. Why first time when the king to, so if king to f2, right, then white has to, so it is not possible, because it's very, very crucial. You have to use it, because the knight cannot lose a tempo. So there are only certain number of moves in which the knight can come to e3. It can come in 1, 2, and 3 moves. Okay, it can come 1, 2, and 3 moves. It cannot just do it in 4 moves, or it cannot do it. So it is very crucial that at this point of time, king comes to f1 when black king cannot go to g3 yet because the knight is still controlling it. If king first plays f2, then what will happen? Black will play this. Now you try your own techniques, the same technique that I said. Suppose if you try it now, okay? If you try it now, then what will happen?
It will become a stalemate.
It will become a stalemate after this. So you cannot go to, because knight f4 if you go it, and then you will have to give the this one. So you will have to give knight e3. Sorry, d4 you cannot do it because after this, right? It is already a stalemate, or you will have to start moving out with the king. If you start moving out with the king, then
The pawn will queen.
the pawn will queen or the king will go back. So here, if you give us this check, then again I will go back. Again, you have to give me some way. So
Sir. Okay. Can I go behind once again? Means G2. No. King to
see, we started
G3.
with this and we said instead of king f1, we played king f2.
Yes.
Instead of that, we played king f2. Now what?
H1.
H1 is forced, right? Now
D4.
d4,
H2.
h2,
G3.
g3. What? King g3. Okay.
Yeah. G1.
King g1 is the only move, right?
Yes. Instead of knight E2, can it do knight F3?
Yeah, you can do it. You can do it, but you will not be able to checkmate. The moment my king comes out here, now there is absolutely no way. You can take my pawn. Be happy. But you will not get a checkmate after this. Checkmate is
Yes,
possible only in the corner.
Yes, sir.
Right? So that king to f1 is a very crucial move. King to f2 does not work. Okay? So king to f2 does not work.
Sir, after this, instead of knight d4, what if white plays knight to g3?
Knight to g3. Fine. Then the king comes up again.
Okay.
There is a stalemate threat again. So you have to move away the knight. So if you move here, king goes here. Now if you want
knight to d4.
knight to d4 or knight to e3. You try knight to e3.
Yeah.
Or even before this, I can play even this. Right? Okay, so let us try knight to d4, what you are saying. Knight to d4. Now, I will play this.
It's a stalemate.
It's not stalemate, but with the threat of stalemate, I'm going to escape. See, the whole point is that black is not trying to queen the pawn. Remember, black is not, he knows that he cannot really win and he cannot queen the pawn here. Black is just trying to not lose. And for that, it has to just escape from the corner and then he's not going to lose. Okay?
Yeah.
Very interesting. That's why very, very interesting these ending games. Okay. So I have only 4 minutes left. Okay, I will show you one very this one. Okay, fifth one I will not show you because because though there are two connected passers, still the white checkmates the black king by force. Means force continuation. You check this out. I have given the study. There is absolutely no way. Whatever black plays doesn't matter. Though he has got two connected pawns, he is going to get checkmated. Okay, so you see this yourself. Now I will show you one key position why I say that knight cannot lose a tempo. So this is a position, right? Obviously white is trying to win this, right? Pawn is just one step away from winning, but the king is in front of the thing. So black, obviously black to play, black blocks it. Okay? Now knight checks the king. Knight checks the king and king comes out here. Okay, now this is where the meaning of that will become clear. So if it was a bishop, let us say, if the bishop was trying to prevent the king from coming to f8, it would have been moving on this diagonal, and you ask it to make any number of moves, it will keep making the moves while controlling the f8 square. Okay? So that is what is called as losing the tempo. Now, the knight cannot move while keeping control of the f8 square, and if it moves anywhere, then the black king will go to f8. So see now,
Sir, but white can sacrifice the knight, right?
sacrifice for what? There is nothing of black. The black doesn't have anything to sacrifice. Black doesn't have any pawn also. So what will you do? So you try making a move. See, black is going to keep moving on f7 and f8 and not allow the white king to come out. If white king cannot come out, the pawn will not queen. If the pawn will not queen, white will not be able to win it. Okay. No matter what you do, and you do here, he comes here. You give him a check, you go here, doesn't matter, he will come here. Whatever you do, you cannot control the f8 square for 2 consecutive moves with the knight. That is the problem. Okay. So this again is a draw, though it looks very, very impossible in the beginning, right? So much thing, everything, but the king comes to f8 and now it's a draw. Okay. All right. I think there is one more of the knight, which again, number 5 is a fun position. You can see it. Number 7 is also a very, very important endgame, but probably I will cover it. I can't do it now. It is less than a minute. So, okay. So I think time to end the thing, or you guys want, I can recontinue and complete the knight portion. Okay, let me do that. I will end the class and again start it. Okay, within 1 minute, please join again.